Hey, this is Ask the Pastor. This is a forum where the internet asks me questions and I do what I can to answer them. The question for today is, how do you actively pursue spiritual growth? How do you actively pursue spiritual growth? That's a great question. Again, it's a very broad question. I'm going to take advantage of the word you. I don't know if you intended to use that word you, but it makes the question easier for me. So if you want to ask a slightly different question and trick me harder, you can ask as many questions as you want. But how do I actively pursue spiritual growth? That's, I think, a cool question. Here's a cool tool. It's a tool I'm a big fan of. Credit goes where credit is due. Dr. Corinne Ware, an Episcopalian, came up with this tool. She arranged spiritual growth into 4 quadrants, kind of like the 4 quadrants you can see up behind me, right? There's a cross there, but if you just ignore the cross, you've got a plus and 4 thingies on the 4 sides of the cross. All right. So in the 4 quadrants, you've got the Alpha Omega people, right? The people up there. And they are the people who are kind of head-oriented, right? They're interested in action. The people on the top are the action people. The people on the bottom are more of the thoughts and feelings people. And they're the knowledge people, right? The stuff we know, the answers people, whereas the people on this side are the questions people. All right, so the action and knowledge people, those are the people that really want to believe the right things. The people who want to know the truth and want other people to know the truth. And they want to have good theology. They want to rightly divide the Word of God. That's one way to be spiritual. Then if you go down here, you've got the feeling people. Right? The people who are more heart-centered. If this is head-centered, this is heart-centered. And the heart people, they are like into ecstatic worship experiences. And they're really interested in having these opportunities to feel close to God, to connect with God in a way that is like all up under, right? That is emotional. And they want to love the way Jesus loved and feel the things Jesus felt. And it's not so much about what you know, because knowledge puffs up, but love builds up, right? They're those people. They tend to be the worship leaders of the church. You've got the great people, and the great people over here are more interested in questions than answers. So it's not about, here are the things that make me feel the things I want to feel, here are the ways to get ecstatic worship experiences, but they're the more mystic folks. The mystics. And most of our Protestant churches don't really have a space for mystics. We don't know what to do with mystics, but the Catholics do, and the Orthodox do. And those are the 2 largest Christian groups in the world. They have monks, and they have people that spend their whole lives not really studying. Sometimes they study, but mainly praying and seeking to be with God. And God is a divine mystery. God is basically unknowable. Sure, we can know a thing or two about God, but like the amount we know about God versus the amount we don't know, the amount we don't know is so much bigger that's what we need to spend our time on. And the knowledge people are like, well, how do we spend our time on it? We don't know it. And then the mystic people are like, I know, cool, right? All right, so then there's the mystic people. And then you've got the dove people. The dove people are about peace. Right? The dove people want to do mission. They want to get their hands dirty. They want to get in the game and fight for justice and work with the poor and the oppressed and do the things Jesus taught us to do. Right? So they're still more into the questions than the answers. It's not about what you know. It's about what we can do and how do we do it and how do we make the church a more exciting, better place. And you can probably tell by just my excitement level as I talk about these categories that I'm a dove person. I fall into that category. I get most excited about thinking of new ways to do church and new ways to reach people and engage with people. And that's what gets my juices pumping spiritually. So if I want to actively pursue spiritual growth, I've got 2 options that this tool helps me with. One option is to play to my strengths. One option is to play to my strengths, to say, hey, I'm this kind of person. I'm interested in new worship experiences and new ways to be church and engaging with the poorest of the poor. So if I want to pursue deeper spiritual growth, one way for me to do that is to delve deeper into my specialty and to engage in more and deeper and more exciting ways and go further along the path that I have gone along to do the work of God. Or option two is I can play to my weaknesses. Option two is I can play to my weaknesses. So maybe if I know I'm a dove person and I don't spend a lot of time in those ecstatic worshiping experiences, maybe that's something that I can do. And I can say, man, growth in this area, it's going to be hard, right? Like it's going to take me longer to make a smaller amount of incremental growth. And maybe there's actually something here that can help me here. If you liked this answer, I would encourage you to share it. Like, let other people know that, hey, this pastor explained this and he did a good job and they should see it. If you didn't like it, I want to encourage you to tell me why. Explain why I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. Get on a video and tell me, give me an argument. We can engage. And finally, if you've got your own question, I want you to send it to me. And you can watch these other 3 videos and they've got questions that I answered, and keep watching. Thanks. Bye.